Okay, so welcome to today's stream. Today, we are going to be talking about using Reaktor. And Reaktor is a sound design program, sound design tool to create any sound that you want to create. So today, I want to welcome you to the stream, to the live stream. I'm Daniel, Danny Xander, a music producer and sound designer. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to build a custom lead synth in Reaktor from scratch. This is perfect for those looking to craft unique sounds for their productions. So stick around, and by the end, you'll have a simple patch that's ready to play and tweak. So let's dive in without further ado, and I'm going to open up a new session of Reaktor. When you open up Reaktor, you're going to be greeted with a page that has an instrument. The next option is to patch together an instrument, and the last one is to build a custom synth sampler or effect, or build some sound design tools. And today we're going to be using the build section because it allows the most flexibility, and it's kind of like the development environment for making sounds. So we'll go into that, and now we're going to lay down our foundation. So we're going to start with a node in block. We're going to go into our player section, and we're going to pull out a player block from here. So first thing we need is that note in. So I grab a note in block to capture MIDI input, and I'll connect it to an oscillator to generate sound. So here's our oscillator. This is going to generate our sound, and I'm using a sine saw oscillator here. So because it's super versatile, so it can change from a sine to a pulse all the way to a pulse. But we can use a sine saw like that, and we can hear how it sounds real quick by just connecting up our patches and turning down the volume. So already we have a sound. We can hear our oscillator movement, and we can change the pitch. So that's the starting of synthesis. So next we're going to add in a VCA block. This controls the volume of the oscillator, and without it we won't have a proper control of our sound dynamics. So it's really important so we can control sound dynamics, or loudness. So I'm going to add that, and now if we turn it back on, you hear nothing because the sound is on 0, the level's on 0. So, it's connected to the wrong connection. So we're connected to VCA, and you hear nothing because the sound is on 0. So you can see right there it says 0. So if we turn it up, we should be able to get some sound. As you can hear, there's some sound coming out now. Just we have control over that dynamic movement now, but we still have manual control over that dynamics. So in order to have more automatic control, we'll have to add something else. So moving on to shaping the sound. We're gonna add a filter, and I'll get to that later. So we're gonna add a filter to shape the sound. This allows us to shape the sound. That's gonna go in between our amp and our out. So now we want to use this as sculptor tone, and this will let us cut off the high frequencies. So if we turn it with it's already on, so we're going to turn up the volume, and we turn on, we manipulate our filter cutoff. You can hear it cuts off the highs and leaves the lows or brings them back in. So that's the gist of a filter. And now we connected that to our VCA, and we can cut off the high frequencies or attenuate the high frequencies or add them back in. So to make our sound more dynamic, we're going to add an ADSR envelope, and we're going to route it to the VCA, and this is going to give our synth those natural swells or quick attacks, like a set snappy attack or release for a nice lead feel. So we're going to add in an envelope. And we're going to call this envelope our amp envelope. The reason we call it our amp envelope is because it's connected to our amplifier, which is our volume control. So now we're going to connect it to the gate, and we're also going to put it out as a mod control for our VCA. You can see there's some VCA input. If you turn this down and we turn up the let's turn back on our synth. And there's VCA input right there. You can see the A flashing. When I hit a key, you can turn that up, the modulation depth, and we will hear a sound. So now we got sound. And if we want to add some expressiveness to this, we're going to basically add an LFO. So an LFO will create that movement for our oscillator and allow the sound to have some motion. And we're going to route that LFO to our filter cutoff, actually. So when we route it to our filter cutoff, we can see there's some modulation input here. And we're going to route it to the cutoff. So now the cutoff is modulating up and down, as you can hear now. We can increase the speed or decrease the distance, and we can decrease the speed or increase the speed with our LFO. So that gives us movement and dynamics to our sound at the same time. So let's hear our sound and play a quick melody and tweak the filter, maybe add a little reverb, and we can show how expressive this really can get. And let's do it. So that's it today for today's quick showcase. If you have any questions about design and sound design and Reaktor, you can drop them in the comments or in the chat. I'd love to help out. And if you're trying to build this patch, tag me in your post or video. And I really like to see your creations. And don't forget to like the stream and subscribe for more Reaktor tutorials. Tomorrow we'll dive into creating probably a bass patch. And so mark your calendars, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.